I'm going to make broccoli with brown butter cornmeal. You know, they use Polonaise, the toasted bread or chunks of toasted bread, panko breadcrumbs toasted. Let's be a little different and use cornmeal. The first thing, we're going to steam the corned beef. The broccoli. Put it into any kind of steamer that you have, and I am using my rice cooker. Steaming it is better than boiling it. Nutritionally better. Taste is better because you're not boiling the flavor out of it. And into, well, that's working. That'll take about 10 minutes. A nice chunk of butter. You're going to brown that up with the cornmeal. So that'll take a few minutes. And right towards the end of this, I will probably add some more butter just to slow it down, because once this browns, you have to either remove it, cool it fast, or else it'll get too dark. Or when it's very, very light in color, just leave it in there and you'll see how it darkens. Because the skillet is hot, and this will give a nice flavor. The cornmeal with the broccoli. For me, better tasting than breadcrumbs with broccoli or croutons with broccoli. And then we'll season this up with a little sea salt, a little black pepper, and we'll have a nice side dish or the vegetable to accompany your main dish. This will start to brown very soon. Moderate flame, well, that's kind of high. So you have to stay with this like so. It's almost like making a brown roux for gumbo. You have to keep mixing it, unless you just want the bottom, what's sitting on the bottom of the pan to brown, and the top will stay yellow. But we want to get an even color. So you keep on mixing it. Before you know it, this is going to turn color quickly. If you want, you could do this with olive oil. You don't have to use butter. But I prefer olive oil. But for a dish like this, you really want that flavor of the butter to seep into those little broccoli heads. You could also take the broccoli, put a little olive oil on it, season it, salt and pepper, put it in the 450 oven, cook it like that. But then, you know, to me it kind of shrinks. The outside gets a little crispy, and I prefer having a little al dente on my broccoli instead of having a hard, crunchy outside. It's all the individual preference when it comes to cooking a lot of dishes. This will start to turn very soon because that is hot. And then to check the broccoli, I will use a little skewer, bamboo skewer stick. Stick it in. If it comes out fairly easy, I'm done. And the broccoli will also be nice and green, because the worst thing to do is have broccoli that looks a little brownish, that was overcooked. But there are a lot of people that love it like that. You can't fault them, but presentation means a lot. So if it's green, it's more pleasing to the eye. And what looks good, usually, but not all the time, tastes good. So I'm just running this film, wasting time on this. So you see how long this takes. I could say, oh, okay, I'll give this another 2 minutes and shut the film off. But this way, well, I've never toasted cornmeal like this. And it's taking just a little bit longer than I expected. But what is finished should be very pleasant. And if it is not a pleasant flavor, you won't be viewing this video. It smells good. Well, anything cooked in butter smells good. I'm just going to raise the flame slightly. That is high. And we're going to get color pretty fast. And there it is. So now I have the choice. Either shut it off, which I will do right now at that color, as you see, because this is going to keep on cooking with the flame off. Then in another maybe half a minute, I will add a little more butter to this so it'll flow easier when I put the broccoli in here. Now check the broccoli because you don't want that to overcook. You can have one or the other ready before. That way you don't have to be paying attention to the broccoli as I'm doing while this is getting ready. We started off with a yellow color and now we have a light brown color. I'm going to put a little bit more butter in there. You notice it's still very hot. And what's nice about the cornmeal, you'll be able to get into the broccoli floret easily, only if I put in a little more butter. Did I say you could do this with olive oil? You could. There we go. That's perfect. Now this will flow easily. The color is just right. And the broccoli is almost done. We'll check the broccoli. Just stick it. It comes out easy, like so. You have al dente. Perfect. That's done. You take it nice and easy. You put it into the skillet. If you overcook it, as you're moving it around too much, it's going to fall apart. Now just gently You notice how much you do need that extra butter in there for this to come off similar to like if it was a sauce. That was just enough. Now we'll get a little plate for presentation. You can either use this as a side dish, or as I'm setting it up, as the vegetable, like so, on the main course plate. Well, I will just take it all and put it here so I can add the rest of the topping. If you notice, some of the broccoli came off, so now we have a little brown cornmeal mixed with the broccoli. And there you go. Hope you enjoy it.